Good morning. My name is Jessica Durst, and I would like to welcome you to the Sisterhood. I am so excited about this channel because for years now, God gave me the vision of having a sisterhood enterprise. And I started it on Facebook, and we've been able to operate, encouraging one another. And I notice not a lot of people say a whole lot of things, but I'm ready to move forward and move up a little higher in 2018. And so now I'm moving forward with the Sisterhood channel. And let me just start out by saying that sisterhood is a movement of how women treat each other, how we can love one another, how we can encourage each other, how we can share stories with one another, share our experiences, whether it's about love and marriage or dating or courting in old school terminology, but about health and beauty, the things that bring us down, the picture we see when we look in the mirror, how we feel good about ourselves or low with ourselves, how self esteem is a very important factor of who we are as women, mothers, wives, or girlfriends, whatever your status is. We all have a very important voice. So, how do we use our voice? How do we even obtain a voice that counts? How do we teach our daughters that their voice matters in this growing world that change is inevitable? How the beginning of time used to teach us that we should remain silent and how our voice is not significant. But now in the year 2018, our voice is very significant. We had a female running for president of the United States recently. So that should show us that our voice, whether it be male or female, no matter what your gender is, our voice should count. But this page is not about voices and not about any political stands. I'm going to tell you, I'm just happy to be moving forward. I recently cut my hair off and I'm already loving it. It's just been a few days. I went from a relaxer to transitioning into natural. So I'm starting to feel very free with who I am. I have on makeup today, but I've been going through changes with my face. I went from very clear skin to when I hit 40, all of a sudden my skin was very, uh, I don't even want to say aged because it was mainly dark spots, and I realized it was hormonal changes, and my hormones literally went crazy when I hit 40. I'm currently 46 and I'm still trying to figure this thing out. It's been messing with my self-esteem. When I look in the mirror, that's the first thing I see is the spots in my face. And I figured that when I talk to others, I feel like instead of hearing what I am saying to them, they're focused in on the spots around my cheeks that come from aging or sunspots, and just my health. I've been dealing with fibromyalgia and the pain that hits my body from my nerves, my muscles, the muscle spasms, the medicine that I take and how it causes awful side effects, and that one thing leads to another. But how I want to get back to the garden that God gave us in the beginning of time. I want to share with you my journey into natural foods and natural products, how I've been considering going vegan and I didn't think that was possible, how I was raised probably just like you, thinking that we had to have a meat on every plate in order to make a complete meal. But how I'm starting to just transition out of that box that we have been put in since little children, thinking one way and starting to open my mind up to other ways of thinking. Isn't that just great? Are you like me and you're questioning every footstep you've taken until now and what's really the truth? And if some of the things that I've done in the past have been false, how do I break that way of thinking? How do I break this almost like a curse that I found myself in, that I have literally put things in my body that has hurt my body? The food that we eat is damaging to the body. How things we do to our bodies and our cells, put in ourselves, that can cause cancer. And we're wondering why we're so sick. Why do we have diabetes? Why do we have cancer? Why do we have fibromyalgia? And the more ailments we come up with, they just give it a name and give you a pill. And isn't it funny how one pill, Lyrica, could be the same pill for every ailment? Isn't that hard to believe? My husband and I are both experiencing different things. He's been having diabetic symptoms and problems that he was given Lyrica, which we take the generic brand gabapentin. And I have fibromyalgia, and I take gabapentin at a higher dose because the Lyrica was just too high. And I have insurance, and my copay for the Lyrica for, I want to say 30 pills was $560. And when I realized that it was too much for me to pay, even though I work, I don't want to give my whole check, half my check, or a quarter of my check to pay for medicine. That's crazy. So what I really been thinking about is getting back to vegetables and fruit that God gave us in the beginning of time. I want to experience the garden as a healing agent, not just for my physical health, but what if it could help me with my beauty? What if it could help heal my black spots on my face, that I can go without makeup and still be a confident woman, not feeling like people are looking more at my scars and my marks than they're looking at me and the words that I speak? What if we really discover that it's cheaper to eat healthy, and everything that we want about ourselves and our bodies will be accomplished versus putting medicine in our bodies that make us sicker? What if we could really do a comparison and watch the days or the weeks pass by and see physical changes that we're happy with because we encourage one another and share information and products that can help? In Genesis chapter 1, we learn that from the beginning of creation, God created this earth with seeds. Seeds that produce vegetables and fruits off of trees that provided enough nourishment to live off of, that Adam and Eve was able to just relax in the garden, and everything they needed for their health was there. Nobody was along spraying pesticides to kill bugs off of the fruit, but it provided everything that they needed, and they didn't have to add any additives. I don't have a green thumb, but I'm ready to try to get one, because I just want to know, on this earth, God brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seeds after their kind, and trees bearing fruit after their kind, with seed in them after their kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, a third day. Don't you want to go there? Don't you want to experience the garden? I want to experience that garden. God's plan for my life. And not just the garden with the fruit and the vegetable, but I'm discovering that the fruit and the vegetables that God gave us, it heals the body on the inside, and then it shows up in a very healthy appearance on the outside. I've talked to women with hair loss, and I tell them, what if you could eat the right foods that would increase your hair growth? What if we ate the right foods that also would give us a glow of skin, the kind of glow that a pregnant woman has when she's very hormonal? Don't you want that glow without having to be pregnant? I'm too old to bring forth a child, so I want the glow without a baby. So the sisterhood, I just want to join together, and it's not exclusive to women, but I like to focus on women because I believe that's the passion God gave to me. I have ordered some new products for my hair. I use some very natural products as cleansers for my face, and I've learned that consistency is best. When we start and stop stuff, it's almost worse than never starting at all. When we get into a regimen and stop it, it's just like with weight loss. When you lose weight and then you stop what you're doing, you end up gaining more weight than you had in the very beginning. And that's just with everything. It's like once we start something, we really have to learn how to commit to it so that we can really see a lifestyle change versus a seasonal change. I want a permanent change. And so I'm very happy. I'm married. I've been married 14 years. I have children. I'm a minister. It's so much about my life that I thank God for. And it's some things that I regret, that decisions that I made and things that I've done. But what I'm learning is that you can't change the past, but we could pay it forward. We could make better decisions today. We could utilize our resources better. We could tap into unseen resources like never before. So I'm eager to start this journey. I pray that something is said that can help you on this journey. I pray that we can give increase to our finances and our homes become better mothers, better wives, better friends to one another, to really love one another. And I'm all right with you growing past me because I want you to be the best that you could be. I'm in school getting my master's degree, and at this age, going back to school has been an amazing experience. I take school so much more serious than I did back in my 20s, and so I got my bachelor's the weekend I made 45. I also completed my bachelor's degree, and so now here I am on the journey to my master's degree, and I never would have saw getting a higher education, but it's obtainable. And so it's so much about life that if we learn to share what we've learned, we can help somebody else obtain it too. And what I really, really think my calling is to teach is not just how to get our physical beauty, not to get our physical bodies, at the way we want to be. But I feel like this world has trapped so many of us, black women, on the welfare system, in this box, in this rut in our communities that you feel like you could never get past. But I have a life plan that can help you break that cycle of poverty. I've even planned to write a book about it, about how you could break outside of that, and it's a whole big old bright world out there waiting for you, that you can go into stores with money in your pocket, that you don't have to use government money to pay for the things you want for your family, but you could have real money. You could change your circumstances, and when you change your circumstances, it reaches beyond you. It changes your children and their children to come. Did you know poverty was a curse that can be passed on generation after generation? Did you know using food stamps, if you don't teach your children what money is like, that they'll think food stamps is a natural way of life? Don't you want them to know what money is and how to get that money in their pocket the honest way? I want to share that with you. We could break that cycle in your family. So there's so many things I want this channel to do, and that's why it's called the Sisterhood channel, because it's not just about beauty. It's not just about physical things that can pass away, because as I age, right now my hair is black.